Okay, welcome back everybody. My name is Adam Hutby, Principal Analyst with OMDIA. I am delighted to be joined by another one of my colleagues, Myla D'Antonio from OMDIA. Myla, how are you doing?
I'm doing well, thank you,
Good
Adam.
to catch up. How is the event? How are you enjoying
so great.
things?
It's busier than last year.
Yeah?
And I'm really enjoying it. A lot of great announcements at the show so far.
Well, of course, last year was still, we were the back end of the pandemic, so I think people were still experimenting and stuff. Do you get a sense that kind of things are a lot busier than last year?
A lot busier, a lot of excitement. It's back to normal.
Oh, excellent. So give us a little bit of a high-level intro to yourself and the type of research that you do at OMDIA. It'd be great to learn a little bit more about that.
Oh, sure. So I am a principal analyst on OMDIA's customer engagement team. And what I do is I focus on the technologies that enable connected customer experiences. And that has me largely focused on customer engagement platforms, journey orchestration, customer data platforms. These are all converging in that area to help companies make sense of the fragmented mess, I guess.
Right, got you. And what are some of the dynamics at hand in the market then? Like what are the themes, the trends that are driving your research area and your interests there in particular?
Sure. Well, I would say the two overarching trends, and I'm seeing this here today, I would say the big one being ChatGPT. There's been several announcements here around ChatGPT, and I think it's safe to say it's this mega global trend. And even though it's early days, I think the value of it is though that it's getting everyone talking about AI and focused on AI, and it's getting people in the organizations who may not have even thought or discussed AI before, talking about, well, how can this help my organization, my team, my customers? And I think the initial use cases will be these siloed instances that may help solve or enable repetitive tasks, but I think we're going to quickly see companies suddenly look at it in terms of, well, how can this help transform my customer experience and streamline my customer journeys?
Yeah.
I think that'll happen more quickly than
Yeah, I think you're right. That's one thing that I've observed is that because folks are kind of using it more, AI isn't just kind of this thing that exists but nobody knows anything about. People are getting real hands-on experience with it, which I think is driving interest in kind of the business context too, right? And there must be just so many possibilities from a customer engagement perspective in terms of how it could be used.
I think you're right, I like I said, it's early days, but I heard this the CEO of AMD speak last week, and she said that it is the week, the month, and the year of AI, and I think that that really resonated with me because I know myself and other OMDIA analysts, we foresee accelerated AI-powered technology investments this year that not only assist the customer, but employees. And I think that's really going to help solve that challenge that companies currently face of balancing the need to improve operating efficiencies, but really stay focused on the customer experience, continuously elevate it, and keep up with what customers want and need, which is the ability to communicate effectively across digital channels.
You kind of mentioned it briefly there, but the importance of that link and that integration between kind of the employee experience and the customer experience, right? Because if you're delivering a great employee experience, then you're in a better position to deliver a better customer experience. Is that kind of a trend that's gathering momentum in the industry?
It is. I hope to see more of it in the coming months because EX, employee experience, and CX, customer experience, are linked. You have to position your employees, I think, at the center of the customer experience. And what that entails is equipping them with the data, the customer data, the real-time customer data, equipping it, giving them the data at their fingertips so that they can respond in real time to those journeys and visualize those journeys. So you really need both of the CX tools as well as the workforce collaboration tools to enable that.
And how about, I guess, beyond AI, from a technical perspective, any other kind of technologies that are exciting in this space at the minute?
Yes, the other one that I'm hearing a lot of here is this realization that CCaaS is becoming sort of like a narrow market, a narrow definition.
Right.
It no longer represents how customers communicate with the brands. The majority of customer journeys don't even start in the contact center. They start in what I call digital entry points along the enterprise. So whether that be search, your website, social media, that's where the majority of customer interactions are starting. So we have to stop thinking in terms of modalities, CCaaS, UCaaS, CPaaS, and start thinking more broadly about how to deliver a unified customer experience in the digital channels of the customer's choice. And that is largely being delivered through this emerging platform called customer engagement platforms.
Right, so those are the platforms that I guess interlink and better connect all those different kind of touch points that you mentioned where the customer kind of interacts with an organization.
Correct. We at Omdia, we define them as platforms that are able to capture data from a variety of customer touch points, that's able to analyze that, integrate that, create those unified, persistent customer profiles that are so essential for delivering personalized experiences, and then orchestrate a relevant, personalized offer, communication, interaction across any channel or device of a customer's choice. That's a customer engagement platform, and we're seeing a lot of adjacent markets around the contact center converging to enable this streamlined approach.
Wow. In terms of like the research that you're working on, or maybe something that you've published recently, kind of anything to share there in terms of exciting deliverables that you've maybe gone live with recently?
Well, a research data point that sticks in my mind is this momentum around or interest in planned investments in terms of the capabilities to help integrate all the data. Companies are plagued with data complexities, data challenges, and recent Omdia ICT Enterprise Insights survey data show significant investments planned in areas like customer data platforms. I think it was over 60% of respondents said they intend to invest in those. These are platforms that help capture that data and analyze it. There were other significant investments in databases and data warehouses, as well as API integrations. So I think it represents an exciting time, one that will propel us into this era. We're really going to start to see this digital-first, omni-channel approach start to really manifest this year.
Any other kind of key announcements from the show that have maybe striked your interest? We spoke about AI briefly. I think one of the big potentials about AI that we haven't maybe touched on is how it may change how people interact with that data, right? Instead of it kind of being hidden away in these systems and utilization and interaction with it's difficult, AI maybe gives us that layer by which we can better interact with it. But I guess in addition to that, anything else that you've maybe seen from the show that's been of interest?
To your point, I think in terms of the AI, I think just from today, I'm starting to realize that eventually all customer-facing employees, all contact center employees, all those interactions are going to be supported eventually by AI. In terms of surfacing the knowledge through either agent assist or dynamic knowledge bases, I see big interest in that. We see that there's real value when AI-powered technologies aid in that knowledge transfer, that real-time knowledge transfer and decision making. And the convergence of the AI with the knowledge is really going to be critical in areas like the contact center. I think they're going to see real value of that in terms of realizing, deep customer insights, obtaining deeper customer insights, in turn growing customer retention and loyalty.
Yeah, AI is far from artificial, right?
Right.
I say it quite a lot. It's more kind of augmented intelligence as opposed to artificial intelligence.
I like that, yes.
Yeah, you can steal that. I might give you that one, maybe, potentially. No, excellent. So anything else, just kind of in the brief few seconds we've got left, kind of anything else of kind of note that you've seen from the show, anything that's...
Let's see, just on the AI theme, I've seen a couple announcements around vendors who are offering capabilities around infusing AI across their platforms, embedding that. I think that's really promising because right now in so many companies, there are all these sort of siloed instances of AI, and I think this will really help to get them over that cautious hump of, let me deploy this AI in this siloed instance to just create this operating efficiency.
Myla,
to
massively
integrating
appreciate
it.
your insights.
Thank you,
It's been
Adam.
brilliant today. Thank you so much.